and welcome, because today we are going to be sharing with you a really practical 1 month action plan to get you booking. So if you want to go from zero to hero as a direct seller, if you've got no bookings right now and you want to figure out how to restart your bookings from scratch, I'm going to share with you a practical example of exactly what I have done 3 times in my party plan career to be able to build my business back up over 1 calendar month. So this is for you if you want to figure out how to start from no bookings and in the space of 1 month end up having 3 parties per week. And if you'd love to be able to get a copy of this action plan, we have that to share with you today. So go ahead and write the word calendar into the comments if you want that, and we're going to send that over to you. Now, let's take you through a practical step here. I've done this in a way that we're going to make it realistic to the average direct seller in today's world. So most of us have a goal when we join our companies that we want to be doing maybe 2 or 3 parties per week. That can give us a really great income for not many hours worked. So we are going to take you through a practical session with a goal of a consultant who wants to end up with 3 parties a week that go ahead. So 3 parties a week going ahead, not just 3 parties a week booked in. We want to have a little bit extra as what I call your insurance policy, just in case you get a cancellation or a postponement along the way. This party plan consultant is available to work about 15 hours per week. So is that quite common to your story? Are we in a similar ballpark to your situation? Write yes into the comments if this is quite similar to what you are aiming for. Or I've got a great idea. How about you tell me, how many parties a week would you love to be doing? How many hours a week are you available to work? So just write that into the comments. How many parties a week would you like to be doing, and how many hours do you have available to do that? Now, for me personally, I actually needed to be doing a lot more than this because I needed to do about 5 to 6 parties per week to be able to maintain the regular, steady and reliable income that I needed for all of my living expenses. So I was doing my party plan business full time, and to be able to earn the money to pay all of my living expenses, for me, I actually needed 5 to 6 parties per week. So I actually did a lot more than what you will see on this calendar today, but I want to be realistic because I know that not everyone is working at that level. A lot of us are trying to fit this in with part-time work or with a family or with study and everything else that's going on in our lives. So we're going to break this down into 4 different categories, and we're going to begin with talking about promotional work. Now remember, I talked about how I've had to rely on this and practically use this exact strategy 3 major times in my direct sales career. So I'll tell you about that in a moment, but I want to start on this training, okay? Now, what do I need? I need my blue pen. I need my green highlighter, because what we're going to talk about first is promotional work. So basically, this first category is all about what can we do to be able to find brand new hostesses that are outside of our circle of contacts of friends and family, because I know that by now you would have asked all your friends and family, the people in your circle of contacts, if they would love to book a party with you, join your company and become a valued customer, right? You've already done that. This is more designed for you if you are stuck and you've got no bookings at the moment and you don't know where to go to. Or if you have a little bit of bookings, but nowhere near as many as what you need. This is also perfect for you if you are brand new. So hello out there to our new direct sellers. So promotional work. I'm going to follow this calendar. So remember, you can get access to this calendar by writing the word calendar in the comments. Now, I'm going to look for all of my green sections on here. I've got 1 month. You can see the month starts on Friday the 1st and it goes to Sunday the 31st of the month. and we're going to schedule out what we would do to start with nothing and end up doing 3 parties per week. So I'll start off at the beginning of the month. We need to do some promotional work, and we've decided that on a Friday morning, we're going to place competition lead boxes between 10 in the morning and 12 noon. So from 10 until 12, we're going to place competition lead boxes. Now, as I'm taking you through these ideas, I am sure that some of you will not know what I'm talking about when I'm referring to these particular strategies. I'll give you a brief overview today, but we train all of this in detail in our biggest and our best course, which is called the Roadmap to Party Plan Success. And that's the 6-module program where we explain all of this. But to give you a brief overview, competition lead boxes are where you can decide to have a giveaway that you run as a prize draw. And quite often I will do that for a calendar month. And I might have one prize that gets given away at the end of the month. And I place competition entry boxes into local businesses around the area. I find that fast food shops work well, hairdressers, even schools, childcare centres, fitness centres, anywhere that people are waiting around in a local business, and they tend to look around the office or the room that they are in. So they have a little prize drawing slip that they fill in, and that becomes a lead that you can follow up and work with. You can either call them and offer a bonus if they'd like to book a party with you, or I'm going to talk to you about a way that we can invite them. If they say no to booking their own party, we can invite them to come to your mystery hostess party. So there's no pressure for them to have their own party, and they can come along as a guest to yours and join in the fun. And quite often once they do that, then because they've experienced the product and they've seen you do a whole party demonstration, then they are in a position to say yes to the free products and host their own party after that. So on Friday, we'll place some competition lead boxes. That's our first green action. On the weekend, there is a great local market. So from the hours of 7 a.m. until 2 p.m., we are going to be at a vendor event. Now, this can really be anywhere that you can have a small table display of your products and be somewhere that people are walking by and having a look at your products. You have an opportunity to tell them a little bit about your products, help them to fall in love with it, and then give them an awesome offer. Give them a special offer while you're at the vendor event, where you might say something like, now today, I'm actually here because I'm looking for people who would prefer free products. What I normally do is in-home parties where the hostess gets freebies and discounts for gathering all of her friends together for a bit of a social party. And so what I'm doing today from this market or vendor event or fundraiser, school fete, wherever you are doing this, what I'm doing here today is giving every single person who books a party from here an extra $50 gift voucher as a thank you from me. That's on top of everything else that our company always gives to our hostesses. That's a thank you from me for helping me to meet people, new people in the local area. So if you did have a party, would you prefer to do a weekday or a weekend? When I take people through that strategy at a vendor event, I am maximizing the opportunity to get bookings on the day. I absolutely have the intention when I'm at a vendor event to walk away from that vendor event with bookings in my calendar. I found that personally most times when I was doing a morning market like this, and I did so many of them, I actually love them. They're a lot of fun. Takes a lot of energy, but it's also lots of fun. Personally, my average results were getting somewhere between maybe 3 to 5 bookings for spending that morning at the vendor event. And then shortly I'll be talking about how to get those events to those bookings to go ahead so that your time has not been wasted. In the next week, we're going to keep doing some more promotional work, and we've got some time to spend in our business on Thursday. So there's a little fundraiser event happening in our local area. You might have some ladies, you might have like a retirement village, an aged nursing home where they're doing a fundraising social catch-up, and they're raising funds to be able to, perhaps help the people in the home go on social events and have days out. And so you might have some kind of fundraiser event where you provide the entertainment or even run a party for them, but the sales that you make, you're giving a percentage of that back to the home, to the nursing home, to the aged care place. I mean, there's so many places you can do this. You could even do this at schools for school fetes. You could do this in childcare centres. Once you start to step outside the box and think about ideas like this to creatively do promotional work and how to get bookings when you have none, there's actually no limit. So I'm going to do a fundraiser event at lunchtime there. And then in the afternoon, on my way home, so about 2 o'clock, I'm going to check my lead boxes, because that lead box has been in that shop now for a good 5 or 6 days, and it's very important to drop back in there, and we need to find out if it's working. Are there entry forms getting put into that box? If you do have entry forms in there, take the ones out that have been filled in, and then check with the business owner if it's okay to leave that box in there for longer, because remember, you're running that competition for the whole month and there'll be one prize draw winner at the end. So keep it in there if it's working. If it's not working, if you go back after 5 or 6 days and there's nothing in there, you need to move it. Pull it out of that shop. And don't take it home. No. Take that lead box, walk around other shops, and don't go home until you find a new place for that lead box to be working in. Does that make sense? That's how you get real results from doing activities like this. You give yourself goals that are based on results. Instead of just saying, oh, I'll put lead boxes out and if I get leads, that's great. You're going to say, I'm going to put lead boxes out. If it's not collecting leads, I will move it. I will not take that box home. I need that box to be actively working for me. Week number 3, we're going to do another kind of vendor event, but this one will be a little bit different. We're going in from 10 till 12 on a Wednesday morning, and we're going to be at a fitness centre vendor event. Now, I'm in Australia, so I'm going to put my Australian spelling there today. Centre in Australia is spelt like that, but I know for our US followers, it's an ER. So a fitness centre vendor event. I've done events like this when it is during the week and there's no markets or expos or big events going on, and I need to be finding a way to actively get out there and meet some brand new people. So going into little places like fitness centres, hairdressers, I've done this in as well. Also done this in childcare centres. We can go in there and just have a small table set up somewhere in the foyer or the entryway of their business, and we can just talk to their customers that are coming in or out on their way in and on their way out. So we're not interrupting the business, but we are just talking to them as they're passing by. Now, I've done this with approval of the business, of course, so it's all set up beforehand. They know we're coming, they've agreed, and I would normally offer something back to that business owner as a thank you for being there. Quite often, I'll just say, look, we'll run this as a party. Any sales or bookings that we get today, whatever the normal host rewards would be for that, so what the hostess would normally get, I'll give those bonuses back to you, and you can use them as prizes, you can use them as gifts for your staff, you can use it as raffles for your customers, or you can keep it for yourself as a treat. So that's another way that you can do vendor events, but in a smaller scale, where you know, a lot of people write to me and they say, Melanie, I'm finding it hard to get into vendor events because in my area, there's already a lady that's booked into this one and booked into that one, and I can't get in. So this is a solution to that. You go to small businesses. They're not going to be booked into all of the small businesses, I'll guarantee you. Now, we've got one more little thing I want to talk you through in detail, and then I'm going to share with you when I used this strategy 3 times in my direct sales career. Now, let's come down to Sunday the 24th of the month, and we are going to hold a mystery hostess party. So this is a party that you are hosting yourself, but it's not just for you to be inviting your friends and your family to, because you've probably already done that, right? You've probably had a launch party, you've probably had home shows like over and over again. And your family and your friends, they definitely know what you do. They definitely know that they can buy products from you, book a party with you, and join your company. So this is not a strategy to get friends and family to. This is all about inviting the people that say no to these other things here. All of these other events, we are asking people if they want to book a party. We are asking them if they want to say yes to free products for hosting their own demonstration. All of the people that say no at these other little green events on our calendar, our next drop close or our next strategy is to then offer for them to come to our mystery hostess party. So you invite them to your party. Because it's a public event and you're inviting all of these people, I strongly recommend you do that in a public location. I often would do this in a cafe, in a restaurant, in a quiet time. Obviously, that's been pre-arranged with the restaurant. I don't pay them for it. I just organise. Is it okay to come in? We might just buy some drinks from them. So it's providing some business for the cafe as well. So how are you liking that so far? That's promotional work.